1065, the Gulf Coast Weather Authority.
It's Sunset Concert Week on Dauphin Island. Enjoy the music of Roman Street Sunday the 13th. Come for the fun at historic Fort Gaines, only $5 a person and free for kids 12 and under. Catch the Sunset Concert this Sunday at Dauphin Island, the Sunset capital of Alabama.
Mike Bailey, a pioneer of the Gulf Coast wine scene and award-winning food entrepreneur.
I know a lot of you wonder what to do with your Moon Pass, so I've got some wine suggestions for you. Lemon Moon Pass, Sauvignon Blanc, Chenin Blanc, or Pinot Grigio.
Stuart Rev Donald, acclaimed food and travel writer and world-class chef.
I was the chef de casserole. I made the casseroles in the frozen food department.
For more than a decade, they've combined their expertise to answer your questions and introduce you to the culinary movers and shakers you want or ought to know. Four-time Taste Award finalists, 12-time Nephi Award losers. They are the dynamic duo of dining.
Drop, people screaming for more.
Mike and Stu on FM Talk 1065.
Man, it's hard not to get into that song right there.
Yeah. Yep.
It's a little too early to get into that wine spolioli, though.
Oh, that's 11 a.m.
Huh? Yeah, you're right. Yeah, people are doing brunch right now.
Yeah.
Drinking those mimosas and those poinsettias. Welcome to the Sip-A-Chew Show, Sunday morning, October 13th. It's beautiful outside. We've had some great weather in the last couple of days.
It's almost like it's October or something.
You would think. So I've been to some really nice events in the last 3 days, and my legs are tired and my dogs are barking. Done so much walking.
He's whooped.
I'm telling you. But Thursday night was the grilled cheese meltdown I was a judge at. Had an interesting time there.
Okay. Can't wait to hear that.
But I forgot who all the winners were. I didn't write them down. I'm sorry, but I do know that Bob's Downtown Diner won best People's Choice. People's Choice. And maybe somebody can update us on who all won the rest of them. But I apologize for not writing all that down. And
but his legs were tired.
My legs were tired.
Yeah.
And then just get started.
Because
I had Art Walk Friday night.
Conserving his energy.
And you have to walk at Art Walk.
Yeah, it's in the name. You have to.
But this is probably Mobile's favorite night of Art Walk, is the October one, because half everybody dresses up for Halloween.
And the other half are there for Latin Fest.
Yeah. And it actually, that started Saturday. Last year they did Friday and Saturday, but I talked to one of the organizers. She said it was just too much. Too much for 2 nights.
Too much
festival. So, and they're not even my age, and it was too much. So, but I bet they had a great time too. And then yesterday I went to smoke on the farm, at a Mason Hill farm.
Did you help dispatch any cattle?
No, I took some pictures of all the cows up underneath the big oak trees and out in the field grazing. They sure did look delicious though. And I toured the place and
the processing plant.
Well, I didn't go in there, but I toured the store.
Oh, okay.
I had a store like you would believe, and but I participated in the hamburger eating contest. There were 15 hamburgers in front of us each, 15 each. Those patties look like they're ½ inch. Those Herschel burgers.
Yeah. That Mason Hill does with their own trim.
And then their hamburger buns were big. And I got one hamburger and 3 bites out of the next one, and I couldn't do it.
You're not supposed to eat the whole hamburger, Mike.
In a hamburger eating contest, you do.
Oh, a contest. Oh, yeah. Okay. I thought you meant by judging.
We had 5 minutes. 5 minutes.
And keep that in mind the next time you think you can eat a 78 ounce.
Well, I wanted to help. I wanted to, participate. I've never gotten into a eating contest before. Actually, I did. In high school, I did. Yeah. But that's when I was slender and so skinny I couldn't make a shadow. Yeah.
You were more mullet than man.
Yeah. And but anyway, see, you don't mess me up, Steve. But anyway, it was a great fun time. The weather was beautiful. Phil Proctor was there with John Hamilton, and I don't get the name of the bass player. It wasn't Stan, it was somebody else. But the music was great, and then there were a lot of cowboys and cowgirls there yesterday. They could cure roaches in the corner with them boots, and all of them had their Stetsons and puppy dogs walking around everywhere like they own the place, because they probably did.
Yeah. At least Joey does.
But they were cooking up everything, everything. They were just cooking everything up.
Every kind of critter.
Oh my God. I had camel. I've never had camel before.
How was that?
Chewy.
Chewy.
It was delicious tasting, but it was chewy.
The milk from camel is one of the healthiest things you can drink.
Mm-hmm.
It has all the full-bodied fat that you would associate with whole milk, but no fat. So naturally, the FDA doesn't let you consume it.
I was about to say, where would one acquire that?
You have to own your own
Camels.
Yeah.
Well, that's probably why that guy on I-20 going in out near Mesquite, Texas, on your way to Dallas has that. Mesquite.
Yeah.
Texas has that camel farm there. He's got camels and zebras along with his longhorns.
Yeah. What you could do if you want raw cattle milk or raw, camel milk, cattle, any of that, and you're in an area that doesn't allow it for some stupid reason, is you can purchase your own animal and hire a ranch to take care of it for you and go out and harvest your own. That's how you get around a law that is highly unconstitutional.
How about that? Because the government knows best.
Yeah. Man, there are horror stories. I think it's Maryland and Virginia right next to each other. One of them allows you to purchase raw milk from a farmer. The other one doesn't. And they will set up dadgum SWAT teams on roadblocks to arrest people crossing the state line that went to the place where you can get it. You want to talk about a miscarriage of justice right there.
Ah, man.
And the since pasteurization became part of the process for milk by law, there have been far more illnesses from pasteurized milk than there have been from raw milk. Now, keep in mind, 99.9999% of milk that is consumed is pasteurized. So you've got an overwhelming volume difference in that. But still, it should be a person's choice.
Didn't you tell us one time you can get milk in a can or carton?
Cartons. Dollar Tree is the best place to get milk. It's hermetically sealed in a carton at room temperature. Is good for 18 months.
Oh,
wow.
The worst thing to put milk in on the planet is a plastic jug.
So it's if you don't open it, it'll keep for 18 months.
Correct. Once you open it, you get about 2 weeks, just like you would from normal carton of milk. But the milk in the carton at the grocery store is better than the milk in plastic. The plastic is not airtight. So bacteria can get in and out through the pores of it, and also lets UV light in, which is horrible for milk.
Yeah.
The other thing that people are finding, the cost difference between organic milk and non-organic milk offsets the spoilage rate. Organic milk will last weeks longer than regular milk. And I have friends who drink only organic milk because in the long run, it's cheaper. And especially some of the big box stores, it may say you have 2 weeks on that milk. Once you crack that seal, you've got 2-3 days tops because they're using such poor quality milk and poor quality jugs.
Yeah.
So if you go organic with your milk, you don't ever see organic milk in plastic jugs. There's a reason for that. It's not a good way to store it. But like Horizon organic milk, the cost difference, in the end, you'll spend less money on milk. And it's all about packaging. And of course, with the organic, they don't take shortcuts.
Yeah, because when you first mentioned that a few years back, I found it very interesting. I found it very, very interesting.
Yeah.
And I have never thought about going to get some, but as I really take stock of my health as I get older, I am looking at alternative items.
Well, the great thing at the Dollar Tree milk in the carton at room temperature, you can go in there and buy like 8 quarts. They come in quart containers.
Mhm.
and just put them in the cabinets, and you don't have to shop for milk again for another year and a half, unless you go through a lot of milk.
Yeah.
But I always kept some when Mac and Cheesery was open. I kept them on hand just in case I needed to make an emergency batch of mac and cheese, had a busy day or something that I'm running short, as opposed to getting the grocery store stuff that only lasts a few days.
251-343-0106 is the Callahan's Irish Social Club. Call and text in line.
Over you Alabama, you lose your blues. Sidestep there, you wanna see, including the brand new
One of those
Dolphin
referees in Tuscaloosa was well paid
Well, my favorite time of
yesterday.
year
So those referees
and
in
I've been having
Tuscaloosa
even
were
more
every
fun this
dime
football
Alabama
season by
paid
playing
for them.
Underdog Fantasy.
What
Get
a
up to
bailout.
1,000 times your money just by
Just
choosing
Good
your
old phantom holding
favorite players'
call.
stats,
No
like
one can
touchdowns,
find on
passing
replay.
yards, and more. Putting entries together on Underdog Fantasy is so easy. You just need at least 2 picks involving players from different teams. If you think Jalen Milroe will have a big game through the air, select higher next to his projected passing yards. Maybe
Oh
you
my
think Jarvis
gosh, I'm
Hunter will
loving
have a
all
great
this
game.
so
Put into
far.
your entry that players
Weakest
score at least one
SEC
touchdown, and your
schedule.
pick'em is set. You can even add other
Probably one of
sports
the
like
weakest
baseball,
in
tennis, or
SEC
soccer into
history.
your pick'em.
Really?
And the more you add, the
And
more
they
you
played
win.
like
Making
good.
picks on Underdog is straightforward, and
Kentucky
signing up
and
is
LSU.
even easier. Just head over to Underdog's simple-to-use mobile app
Oh,
or
shoot, they
UnderdogFantasy.com.
shoot
Sign
last
up
night.
with promo
No.
code
Ole
Dalton,
Miss
and
beat them
Underdog will
in
give you a free
in
pick to use
overtime.
on your first cash
Really?
champions
Yep.
entry, plus
Good
up to
for them.
$1,000
I
in bonus
thought they were
cash
running
when you
all over
deposit.
them.
That's Underdog Fantasy.
Uh,
Promo code Dalton
yeah,
to
we
claim
were-
your new customer
we just
special
laid
of a
down.
free pick
Well,
and
once
your
Mertz
deposit offer. Must be
got
19 plus in Alabama and present in
Yeah.
a state
He
where Underdog
turned
Fantasy
apparently,
operates.
and
Terms apply.
his
Concerned
knee
when
or
you play,
something
call
was
1-800-GAMBLER
cleats.
or visit
Hey,
ncbgambling.org.
DJ
For more
Ladway.
than 50 years, Mobile Bay Magazine has showcased the history, style, arts, dining, and entertainment that
I
defines
hope that they
excellence on
can
both sides
boost
of
the
Mobile
shoppers.
Bay.
You
Each
can
works
see
issues
he's-
with our
he's-
unique
he's-
Southern Alabama culture, beautifully captured and told through
really
engaging articles
started
and
going,
stunning
you just
photography.
tell
When you
the
subscribe to Mobile Bay
catching up
Magazine,
to
you'll be
him
swept
very
into the
quickly.
pages where recipes,
Once-
familiar
once
places, and
Mertz
faces, and
got
untold
injured, you could
stories
see
abound.
the
Start
change
your
in his
journey
attitude.
today
His
by visiting
confidence level just went
mobilebaymag.com.
down.
That's
There
mobilebaymag.com.
wasn't anything deep. I mean, defense busted their butts
You
last
can beat
night.
your
Told
toughest
them the first
opponent.
half to three, but
You can beat your best time in the mile.
third quarter's okay, but that fourth quarter, that's
You
when
can
they.
beat that old largemouth bass.
And the
one
one
thing
last
you should
shot in
never
that
try
fourth
and
quarter,
beat
third overtime, and they had it.
Is
They
a
were there.
train. If a train is approaching, don't risk your life trying to beat it. Because
That's
beating
a
the train
loud
is a
stadium,
deadly
too.
game.
That's a large form, so-
Drive Safe Alabama. Sponsored by
Yeah,
Alabama,
who you
the
got,
Alabama
the
Broadcasters
LSU?
Association,
Yeah.
and
No,
this station.
no,
Advertising.
Tennessee
It's
got
how
one.
you encourage people to buy your products,
Yeah, I've been in
services,
it.
or
That's
ideas.
sucker.
Imagine being handed a microphone to speak in front of a stadium of 30,000 people. What would you say about your business?
I haven't been to an
FM Talk
LSU game
1065
where
can put you in front of that audience.
Like
This is
two of
Celeste
the
Holland.
stadiums
Together,
are
we
like
can
this.
create an effective advertising
Yeah, they-
campaign. Our listeners are eager for information, trust our station, and prefer to patronize
And
local
Brian
businesses
Denny, I've
like
been to
yours. Call me at
Nayland,
445-7249
Jared
and let's talk
Yeah.
about how FM Talk
Walt
1065
Hemingway
can
and
help
all them.
increase your business.
Hello
I've
again,
been
friends.
invited-
I'm Randy
been
Bergen,
invited to
inviting
all
you
the
to join
games.
me, Coach Rick Cleveland,
Tailgate
and Coach Mark
Joe the
Lasseter
game,
for the Thompson
Joe
Tractors
picked one,
Prep
but-
Sports Report. We'll be coming
Kinda
to
busy.
you live from the Eastern Shore Toyota Hyundai
You
Studio.
let your hair grow there, Mike?
Beginning at 8 a.m. every
Yeah.
Saturday morning.
Doing
We'll
some
visit
lots of love,
coaches,
or-
athletes, administrators, and
I
more.
got a friend of mine,
We'll
love a
keep you
lot.
up to date on all things
My-
prep
my-
along the
a friend
Gulf
of mine,
Coast
I used to
and
work
the
with
state
too.
of Alabama.
Roll.
Wake up with the Prep Sports
Down
Report
here.
team
Every
this
year,
Saturday morning
go
starting at
all
8
over.
a.m. right here on FM
Yeah.
Talk 106.5.
But you know, top it all off.
Dynamic duo
Nope.
of dining.
Top
Sip and
it all off.
with Mike and Stu. Call 343-0106. Now back to Mike and Stu.
Hey, Michael.
Stu, you know, we got some people that love us.
Yeah, put your thinking cap on. Thinking cap.
Thank you. Yeah, we're gonna be, we got some folks that just love our show and they've been with us for a long time. And we want to thank Bob's Downtown Diner on the corner of Fat Happy, which is the corner of North Jackson and St. Francis Street. And we certainly want to thank Hall's Sausage and Wholesale Meats. They've been a busy people this week.
A busy
A
people.
busy
They've
people.
been a busy people.
They've been
this
involved
week.
in a lot of things like bras across calls, bras for calls, and
Broadway.
yeah, the Broadway, and as we like to call it, and then they were out there at Joey Mace's place, Mason Hill Farms, Friday night competing, and just stretched themselves all over the place.
Yep.
Everywhere. And then of course Butch Cassidy's over there on Florida Street at O'Shell. We finally call Floral O'Shell. So I got some things to cover here real quick. Then we can continue go on. Uh, but today is the Navy's birthday. Our military, our aqua military, that is their birthday, founded on this state. I forgot how many years ago. Do you know?
I would never.
I don't. It is
2024 subtract 1776.
okay. That's a long time. October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month. Today is Breast Cancer Awareness Day. In the month of Breast Cancer Awareness Month, you know, encourage your wife, your sister, your mom,
Yourself.
your aunt, yourself.
I have a good friend, a male friend who
That's right.
had breast cancer
That's right.
in his early 40s.
That's right.
1775.
Oh, okay.
You're up 1 year.
Okay.
Oh, I guess it would have been formed when the Constitutional Congress declared
Continental
independence.
Congress.
Yeah,
Mhm.
Continental Congress.
Yeah.
Declared it. That was a little repetitive there, wasn't it?
Well,
Declared independence.
yeah. But you know, please encourage a loved one who has never had a mammogram to go get one. It's
Or a
so
mammogram.
A mammogram. That's
Yeah.
right. That's so right. And it's so important because I think we've all in our lifetimes have been affected by knowing someone who has survived it and someone who's maybe currently being treated, which I do, and I know several that have passed on.
Yeah.
For that did have breast cancer. So we certainly encourage you to get out there and get checked. Also, today is National Yorkshire Pudding Day. I've never had Yorkshire pudding. Have you?
They put
gravy.
dogs in pudding.
Huh?
Nothing.
It's what?
I didn't know they put dogs in pudding.
Oh,
Sorry. Oh, look at the phone.
It's essentially
It's
beef
pita.
gravy, right?
pita pudding. So yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
central gravy.
Really thick.
When I posted this morning on the foodie Baldwin County Foodies, it's like I got a lot of response. People say, "Oh, I grew up with that." Yeah, seems to be more in our area. It seems more people from the north that know about it than us.
It is one of England's few culinary contributions to the world.
Okay. All right.
Fish and chips being another one.
Okay.
That's pretty much it.
And you may have noticed those who's watching us online. We got the M&Ms out on the table here. Guess what day it is?
M&M Day.
Yeah, M&M Day, National M&M Day. So I bought some M&Ms this morning to pass out here in the studio to whatever you want, with or without nuts. I like them both. So
Have you tried the caramel ones?
no, I have not.
Almost impossible to chew.
Why?
The caramel. It's too thick.
Too hard.
Yeah.
Hard.
Yeah, but they did an espresso M&M a couple of years ago that was phenomenal. So naturally they don't make that anymore.
Okay.
Here's a little interesting tidbit of history. They were originally sold exclusively to the military during World War II.
What, M&Ms?
Mhm.
Why? Does it say?
Carbohydrates.
Yeah. Sugar. Yeah.
Yeah, there was everything was rationed during World War II. Like that's when the change came in banana pudding from being an actual banana pudding with bananas in it to being vanilla pudding with bananas in it, because bananas were rationed for the military. Sugar got rationed for the military. Mike's sitting here with a mouthful of M&Ms right now. He just opened 4 bags at one time,
No,
dumped them down his gullet like a pelican.
Which is better in your opinion, peanut or plain?
I like them both.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a peanut guy.
But I will say this, the Reese's Pieces is what the peanut butter M&M wishes it was. Reese's does the better peanut butter.
Okay.
But
I'll go with that.
I've got a friend who says just the opposite. He thinks that the M&M peanut butter is what Reese's Pieces was.
Everybody's got an opinion.
Yeah,
So anyway, I just say eat it.
yeah. But I'm a
What you
chef
like.
and he's a computer geek, so he's wrong.
No, but anyway, Steve, you pick out whatever one you want, and Stu, you pick out whatever you want.
Hand me a yellow bag, please.
Yellow bag.
Yes, sir.
There's a yellow bag.
Well, here's the thing. The peanut
Thank
one,
you.
I mean, we're still talking about highly processed candy with a substandard chocolate. But if it's got a peanut in the center, you're at least getting some lean protein.
And that's my point.
So
And
it's
it's
healthy.
crunchier.
It's just like if I have a chocolate craving, I'm going to go with like Raisinets because I'm eating fruit. You're getting a portion of fruit when you do that, which you need 3 to 4 portions of fruit and vegetable every day. And if I and you can say, well, Raisinets probably isn't the best portion of fruit you can get, but it's better than just a Hershey bar. So it's that whole little thing. If I'm going to do a little sin, I need to do something good on the other side with it too. It's called balance, Mike.
Okay.
It's all about balance.
You know, the Mobile Hilton over here, that used to be the highlight of the hotels when it was built. And all the bands coming to Mobile when Mobile was a big entertainment mecca. And Brandon's mom worked there, and they would get all these funny requests from whatever musical group is playing there.
You know he's going with Led Zeppelin here.
No,
That
Van
or Van
Halen.
Halen or.
Oh yeah, Van Halen. Sorry,
Van Halen, and they had they wanted bowls of M&Ms within reach of wherever they sat at.
And all what color?
Huh?
All what color?
Well, they had. Well, I thought they had to take a certain color out.
Yes.
It was one color they didn't like. So the girls in the front desk.
There was a reason for that. It had nothing to do with their taste. They wanted to make sure that the venues were satisfying all the points of the contract.
Yeah.
That's those ridiculous requests you see from that by artists aren't because they're just pampered. It's because they want to make sure you actually read the contract.
Right. Well, they opened many bags of the big bags of M&Ms, and they had to sit there and go through them.
Yeah.
And get those colors out.
Yeah.
And fill the bowls and I don't remember what the color was. That's a long time ago.
I thought they liked the brown, didn't want the green.
You're right.
I think it was the green. They didn't want the green in there.
Yeah. Because
that
it's
makes
the
sense.
easiest to spot if it was in there.
Out the fairgrounds, when I was on the board out the fairgrounds, I remember when Starship came and played, and they had the most ridiculous stuff you had to do, and they wanted china and silverware for their food catering. They wanted liquor. They wanted this. They wanted that. And but we had attorneys on our group group, and they had a red pen, and it was just a scratch through that stuff.
Yeah.
The best ones were the Four Tops. They just wanted fried chicken and Schlitz beer. That's all they wanted, and they were the coolest people.
My roommate up in Nashville, Carlos, worked for a cartage company, and if you don't work in a music city, you don't know what a cartage company is. A cartage company is a company that goes to a musician's house, picks up all of his equipment, and carts it to the venue that he's playing at. And afterwards, they would pick it up and cart it back home for him. When you're a big star, you can do that, or a highly sought after session musician. What they also had rehearsal facilities. Leonard Skinner was getting ready to kick off a tour in the 90s. They were going to start in Nashville at Starwood. They were going to rehearse there at Nashville Cartage and Sound. And he said they rolled in on their buses right before 2 a.m. And he said the door opened up on the bus and the smoke billowed out like a Cheech and Chong movie. And they just had ice chests full of Subway sandwiches and Bud Light. And they all went into the rehearsal studio, put their guitars on the ground and laid down and passed out on it and said, y'all can have whatever's left. So that I got that story when I woke up in the morning and walked out, and there were 75 Subway sandwiches in a styrofoam ice chest in the dining room.
Wow.
And thank you, Leonard Skinner. And Dolly Parton would do stuff like that too. He brought home like 35 pizzas, Papa John's pizzas that she had bought because she was rehearsing using the facility there. Nashville was Nashville in the 90s was awesome.
Well, it sounds like Muscle Shoals is. I've seen some great stories on Muscle Shoals.
He had to cart the equipment to Jimmy Buffett's birthday in his Nashville home. He had his birthday, and he had a band play at his birthday. You've heard of them, Steppenwolf.
Oh, God.
Jimmy Buffett hired Steppenwolf to play at his birthday.
All right. 251-343-0106 is Callahan's Irish Social Club call and text in line.
White, red.
We should replace that version. We should replace that version with the middle-aged bad.
This WKRG
Yeah,
is
brown
updated and
M&Ms.
brought to you by Arrow Exterminators.
They weren't brown again. They weren't with the greens, they weren't out. They were brown ones.
Call 888-GO-ARROW or visit arrowexterminators.com.
FM Talk 106.5.
Sunny skies
But they
today,
wouldn't let
with
women.
temperatures in the mid-80s
Right.
this afternoon.
Who's that?
Tonight, clear, lows in the lower
So,
60s.
Anyway, the next day.
Sunny
May have
and
been right after
clear,
they all got
highs in
married.
the
Yeah.
upper 80s. This is meteorologist
After
Dr.
the
Boo
after
Williams
the
for
tropics,
FM
I,
Talk
the next
106.5.
morning, they tell it to work.
FM Talk
All those
106.5.
jars, they all
Gulf Coast Weather Authority.
It's
They're
the
all-
35th
Yeah,
annual
I
Walden
said
County
if they
Parade
didn't
of
want
Homes,
the
Saturday
internet,
and
they're
Sunday,
making
10
sure
till
the
5.
residents
Starting
can
with the
cost-
Showcase Home at 601 Teton Ridge Road,
Starship,
Fairhope.
they were-
Info online
they were
at
almost threatening
bchba.com.
to-
The Baldwin County Parade of Homes, Saturday and Sunday. Fall is on its way, and Cammy is looking forward to cooler weather with her fall flavors. Yep, Cammy's Old Dutch Ice Cream's fall flavors have dropped. Choose from carrot cake, German chocolate cake, pumpkin spice, and caramel apple pie. Before the game, date night, or just because, any time is a good time for Cammy's Old Dutch Ice Cream. Visit Mobile's ice cream shop, Cammy's Old Dutch, at the corner of Old Shell and Florida Street. The Creamery, 4380 Halls Mill Road, and Fairhope's newest ice cream shop, Cammy's number 3, 9555 County Road 24.
To report a non-emergency crime, call the Mobile County Sheriff's Office at 574-8633 or use the online crime tip form at mobileso.com/crime tips. If you'd like to remain anonymous, please provide as much information as possible. For this and other safety tips, visit mobileso.com.
Got
The
about
Home Service
4
Club
nuts.
sponsors this paid advertisement. Attention homeowners.
Just like prom night.
AC, $4,600. Water heater, $1,500. Fridge on the fridge, $1,000. You need home warranty coverage from the Home Service Club. For around $1 a day, if any of your covered appliances and systems break down, HSC will either do the repair or replace them. HSC has
the
over
tweets today,
15,000
last
pre-screened,
night and
highly
today
rated
about,
technicians with the fastest
all
response
this,
time
somebody
in the
said,
industry.
best
HSC provides
oldest
coverage
team in
from
history,
47 different
that still can't
appliances
beat
and
anybody.
systems in your home.
And,
Call for a
Pete
free, no
Golding,
obligation quote from
which
a
y'all
trusted
defense
HSC
coordinator,
service
y'all hated
specialist
fired.
about a home warranty for your
He's
entire home.
technically
All
fired.
backed by a
'cause hired
30
him
money
away.
back guarantee.
But it was, we're gonna fire him anyway.
800-929-7449.
Like, hey,
Call now and get your first month
That's
free,
my pizza.
plus $75 off your first year. 800-929-7449. 800-929-7449. That's
y'all all complain. And his defenses
800-929-7449.
were bad. I've always said nobody does less with
800-929-7449.
more.
Asphalt find on college
That's
football
the
season.
best talent in the
Never
country
ending.
on people.
You're home for coast to coast coverage.
All Black Ball, weekdays at 2 on FM Talk 106.5. For more than a decade, they are the dynamic duo of dining. Mike and Stu on FM Talk 106.5.
Them there M&Ms are good. So Stu, what you got going on?
Try to go do some fishing when we get down here.
Okay.
Like that. Yes, I was going to go down to Cedar Point Thursday, my off day, because I had some stuff going on Wednesday night, and my brother texted me. He said, "Getting ready to head to the pier." So I'm still, waking up a little bit and everything, gonna ease into it. About an hour later, I get a text message: Cedar Point Pier is closed today. Storm surge.
Oh.
So it was enough that they thought close it. Better to be safe than sorry. So I didn't get to go and try. I want to get a redfish this year. The run is going to, he said Tuesday was lit. Everybody's reeling in big redfish Tuesday.
Wow.
And with a storm in part of the Gulf, that's going to push them to
Exactly.
the calmer area.
Exactly. Yeah,
Was up.
I've heard that before.
But so I'm going to see if I can snatch a bass or two out of a pond somewhere today
Okay.
when I get off.
You throw them back?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
You gonna throw the redfish back if you can?
No. You are allowed to keep one of those big redfish.
Yeah.
Like 30 pounds. You got what you call slot reds, which is, I believe, 18 to 22 inches. You can keep 3 of those. You can keep 1 over that size. So
Now, how do you find all this stuff out?
actually, I have an app on my phone that everyone should have if you're into fishing. It is the Outdoor Alabama app. It's the official app of the Game and Wildlife. And as you can see, top right corner, what's it say? Licenses.
Oh, yeah, I thought it said add location, but licenses, yes.
Yeah, this is your fishing and hunting license. Now, you don't need to go to a sporting goods store or the sporting goods department at a store now and get a paper one. You get that app. It's on your phone at all times. Like, I don't generally hunt most years, but I'd like to do some small game hunting. But if I don't do any small game hunting, I don't need the hunting license. So on my way to, if I decide to go rabbit hunting this year, I can just add that to my license through the app. And if someone offers me a deer hunting trip, which I've never had any interest in deer hunting, but if somebody was going to offer me a free trip, to their hunting camp, I would take it. I would add the deer hunting on there.
Okay.
And you can add everything. I usually get the all-inclusive fishing because I do fresh and saltwater. And that includes certain reefs and stuff. You have to have a special license for those. And there's probably 8, I think, total fishing licenses that you can get. If I get the all-inclusive, I'm just covered.
Yeah.
But if you go to Cedar Point Pier, no fishing license is required on the pier. So if you don't have a fishing license, but you want to do some fishing, Cedar Point Pier is a good place to go.
Okay.
And I think the new pier at Gulf State Park is like that as well, but I'm not sure. Check on your Outdoor Alabama app if you like. But it's a really good app. Mississippi does not have one, and I wish they did because my brother says an out-of-state fishing license, saltwater fishing license in Mississippi is only $30. But you got to stop in a store somewhere and purchase one.
Yeah.
And if you were one of these people that like a handheld license from the state of Alabama, they have a thing in the app where you can order one, and they have like 8 or 9 different prints, and it'll be a hard plastic, just like a credit card.
Yeah.
And they're like $5.
I think I'd probably like to have that in case my battery dies on my phone or something.
Yeah.
Or I drop it in the water. And then the warden shows up and I can't prove that I've got a license.
Right.
They have the hard copy anyway.
Yeah. What are the chances you're going to have the hard copy on you?
More than
your cell phone being safe?
Nah, I'm pretty good with my cell phone.
Yeah.
I haven't broke the screen yet. I used to crack them or something.
Well, iPhones have such terrible screens.
Well, what I thought was silly when
they've improved.
When they put the glass on the back. And I had the same glass on the front and the back. And then you drop
That's more money.
Well, I mean, you got to replace it. This
right.
is
it's more money for them. They get to sell you another piece of glass.
Well, they don't. They sell it to somebody who repairs them.
Yeah.
So.
And you can't find non-iPhone components, aftermarket components nearly as well because, Apple just doesn't allow it.
Right.
And
cut into their profit.
Exactly. It's all a money grab. But their laptops are great.
I wanted to ask you something, Stu. I had something pop up, and it's about extra virgin olive oil and polyphenol oil. And I've been studying a little bit, and they say it seems to really help in a lot of different ways, especially with weight loss. And what do you know about this?
Well, let's see here. Polyphenols are plant-based compounds that are high in antioxidants and may have health benefits. So,
well, it says here, those benefits.
They are polyunsaturated fats.
Yeah.
Which are your good fats, as they say. Butter is a monosaturated fat. Beef tallow, lard, those are monosaturated fats, trans fats.
Yeah.
The polyunsaturated fats, that's your olive oil, canola seed oil, which there's still some debate whether we should be consuming canola seed oil. Seed oils have other issues that they're still researching. But walnut oil is a good one. Grapeseed oil is,
of course.
Duck fat is a polyunsaturated fat.
Okay.
In itself, and what it is it's not saturated, so it doesn't have the triglycerides. It doesn't have the trans fats in it. It's omega-3s as opposed to omega-6s. But, you know, they encourage us to eat more omega-3s. And omega-6s are things like butter and beef tallow. But our bodies actually require 5 times as many omega-6s as they do omega-3s. The issue is most of us consume 15 times as many omega-6s as omega-3s.
Yeah.
So rather than increase the amount of omega-3s, you should be decreasing the amount of omega-6s. And the way to do that is more omega-3s.
Yeah. Well, I've always heard about, you know, consuming, not only cooking with olive oil, but just consuming 2 to 4 ounces a day, or tablespoons a day.
Lots of antioxidants in there that are good for you. Now, keep in mind with the extra virgin olive oil, you don't necessarily want to cook with that one. That's a raw oil.
Okay.
You want the olive oil, which is the second pressing. It's not extra virgin. It has a higher smoke point. Doesn't have as much of the nutritional benefits, but it's still just as good for you as far as being low in fat, stuff like that. That's the one you want to cook with, and you want to finish with the extra virgin.
Now, explain to people what our smoke, what did you say, smoke point?
Yeah, smoke point, just it's real simple. You put oil over heat. The point at which it starts smoking is the smoke point.
Okay.
When you hit the smoke point, not only is the flavor decaying because it's going to start tasting burnt, but you're breaking down all of the compounds that you're using the oil to get.
Yeah.
Coconut oil, which is a medium chain fatty acid saturated fat that is good for you, extremely good for you, has a low smoke point of 350. So if you can deep fry something 325 to 350 like chicken, it will be much healthier. But seafood, you want a higher temperature, 365 to 375. The coconut oil is reaching its smoke point then, and you're not going to get any health benefits off of it. You might as well just be using canola oil. So the smoke point is just where the oil begins to break down. It's degrading at that point. It's not going to be as good from a nutritional standpoint. It's not going to be as good as a flavor standpoint. Plus, you smoke up your kitchen.
Okay.
Well, that makes good sense.
Yeah.
But as I get older, I'm of course looking for things that are healthier to eat with my body. I'm not looking nowhere near. I am eating a lot more vegetables, but I'm nowhere near getting to be a vegetarian. You know?
Right. A vegetable forward diet is very healthy.
Yeah.
And there's a company out in California, Sweet Green Restaurants. I actually invest in them. They are a vegetable forward restaurant. So when you order a meal from them, you're going to get meat, usually either salmon or organic free range chicken. That's pretty much the only proteins they have. But 80% of your plate's going to be vegetables. And it's a growing trend. It's a healthy trend. The food can be absolutely delicious.
Yeah.
You're not sacrificing anything with that. I have really gotten into, I used to be, the perfect pizza was 2 layers of pepperoni, 2 layers of cheese.
Right.
And that's what a pepperoni pizza should be. And anything less than that, you shouldn't call it pepperoni pizza. You should call it pepperoni pizza light. Well, now I'm learning to go with a little bit of pepperoni and just every vegetable I could get in there.
I've always liked vegetables on pizza.
Yeah. I've always liked them, but that whole carnivore thing. So, and honestly, if you get the turkey pepperoni and you've got lots of other vegetables in it, you're not going to know the difference. In fact, the turkey pepperoni is really quite good.
Well, I prefer, of course, sausage. Of course, like Italian sausage.
Yeah.
On there, but I certainly want.
There is a turkey Italian sausage.
I certainly do want the vegetables.
Yeah.
And I like all the vegetables that a place carries, and of course thin crust. I don't like that big thick doughy crust.
Yeah, it's got its. There are times when I like a Detroit style or a deep dish, but most of the time, I want the thin crust, which is the more Nepalese style.
Yeah.
And the true original pizza. Most of the thick crust stuff is from America, although Pizza Hut calls theirs Sicilian style, and I believe in Sicily, which is an island off the coast of Italy.
Right.
And not
where Roy's from.
Right. That they do go with the thicker crust there.
Yeah. Now, I've been looking at too and looking at recipes for bok choy.
Ah, yes.
Love
Wonderful,
bok choy.
wonderful cabbage.
Love it.
Baby bok choy is delicious in salads or.
Well, I can't find baby though.
It is hard to find. Have you been to any Asian markets?
I haven't thought about that.
Try Saigon Market.
Okay.
But the larger bok choy, there's certain type of Korean food where those leaves are your taco shell.
Yeah.
And there used to be a place in Nashville called Aryang.
Well, I do that with romaine lettuce. I use that for my taco.
And that's fine. But if you could get the bok choy leaves, it's so much better.
251-343-0106 is call in. The Irish, the Callahan's Irish call in and text them.
Yeah, that'll
Something like that.
Yeah. For more than 50 years,
This hack I've got now is all
the
fun.
history,
Oh, you're good. No, I'm
dining, and entertainment that defines
And
excellence
all
on
it
both
is
sides of
if I
Mobile
can
Bay.
clear my throat, I'm
Each
good for
position
like
is
10
filled with our
Yeah.
unique Southern
I'm trying to
Alabama
get that one
culture,
little
beautifully
snot wall.
captured and
I
told
didn't,
through
you know,
engaging
I
art
know it's like,
and stunning photography.
Yeah, when I
subscribe
did
to our
Doug's
magazine,
show
you'll be
last
swept into
week,
the pages
we
for
went ahead and
recipes,
recorded
familiar
it Monday.
places and faces, and
And
untold
I would
stories
give it to
abound.
Pete. We're
Start
doing it
your
on
journey
Zoom.
today by visiting
So I would give him a big
mobilebaymag.com. That's
visual
Yeah.
mobilebaymag.com.
so that he could go back and edit it
Attention
out later.
Medicare
Turn back in and
beneficiaries.
everything.
yeah, I'm just trying to lessen it too. I mean, you lifted my
If you
head,
have
so it's,
Medicare, you may now be able to get new benefits. This
There
may
was a little
include
girl in
eyeglasses,
the health blog
wellness
yesterday.
visits, gym
Says
membership,
that
meal delivery, and
everybody's
hearing aids
talking
with
about
low
the sinuses
copay.
right
To
now,
find out which
making them
benefits you
cough on
qualify
it.
for and to find out if
Well,
you're getting the
all of
benefits that you
that.
deserve, you need to call Best
Eyes
Medcare.
are burning,
Our
nose
licensed
puffed
insurance
up.
agents can look up your current benefits and tell you
This
what
is
additional
not
benefits are available to you. It's easy, just one call. Tell us the deductibles you prefer, the doctors you want to see, and if you want prescription drug coverage. The service is free and you have no obligation.
Morgan
You
took
may
down
even
her
find
house
plans
state
with
last
zero
night.
monthly plan premiums. Zero
Yeah.
copays on many
I was so
services.
tired, I
and zero
couldn't stay up and watch. I
deductibles.
wanted to,
You
but I
deserve
couldn't do it.
every medical care coverage benefit out there, and we'll help you
Y'all
get
did
them.
beat South
Calling
Carolina
800-431-6905.
Yeah.
800-431-6905.
They missed 2 field
That's
goals.
800-431-6905.
South Carolina
Best
totally
Medicare do the
outplayed them.
work
They had like 100 more yards in offense.
Without it costing you more.
Twice
Alabama's
as many
attractions
first
have come
downs.
together to offer the all
They were the better
ticket
team
that downloads to
yesterday,
your
but
mobile device. No matter
y'all
how
got
many
it done
attractions
with
listed on the ticket you see during the time
And there
span
was
you bought,
one
your
phantom
price
holding
stays the
call.
same. Pick the right ticket option that best fits your schedule, and then enjoy more attractions without spending more. All the
suspicious,
tickets
like
for
when
different
y'all play
areas of
Texas and
Alabama are
Austin,
available at
there were like
Alabama.travel and
12
other places where
plays in
online
that.
tickets are sold. Brought
Where
to you
y'all
by the
obviously
Alabama
just
Tourism
were handed.
Department, the ABA,
And
and
it
this
was because
station.
that was a Big
The
12.
employees and hosts of FM
Officiating
Talk
crew,
1065
and it
thank you,
wasn't that it
our
was
listening
y'all.
family,
They
for
did
making
that to
us
Texas and
Lanya
Oklahoma
Happy
every
Award
single
winners
game.
once
They
again.
did
You
that.
listened and voted for Mobile Mornings as the best
well,
morning
I had a
show in
weird
DJ
text
team.
here.
Ron Sullivan's Midday Mobile, or
commercial
Best
for
Talk
missing
Show,
figures.
and Plain Living for Alabama and the Gulf
No.
Coast with host Bill Finch, or Best Lifestyle
Trying to
Show.
figure out. I
Thank
know the
you
woman.
for taking the
woman's
time
friend
to
of
vote,
mine.
and
No,
more
that's not
importantly,
I
listening
don't
to
know if that is.
locally owned Hometown
It's
Talk
over
on
the television.
FM Talk 1065.
You're
To get on the line, call 343-0106. Now back to Mike Stu.
Mike is taste testing every M&M that he brought in right now.
That's right.
Yeah. It's on bag number 17.
it's called quality assurance.
Now,
But
see,
it's, on his,
yeah,
it's on his diet.
if that had an M&M tasting contest,
Mike would be in it.
I don't know
You know what they should do at Bob's Downtown Diner?
what,
M&M omelet.
or M&M pancakes.
Well, they probably do that. I bet they would if you took your own M&Ms in there.
They probably
M&M,
would.
M&Ms.
Remember?
Yeah.
If you can't tell, I got a mouthful right now.
Yeah. So I will say we want to thank the folks at Bob's Downtown Diner for not having an M&M meatloaf and for sponsoring the show. We also want to thank the folks at Hall Sausage and Wholesale Meats. They do good stuff down there in Chickasaw.
Don't
You
do
can
that.
ask for it at the Piggly Wiggly. You can ask for it at some Rouse's. You get it in Mobile County. You get it in Baldwin County.
That's right.
They're everywhere.
Airwood, just about.
Yeah.
That's right.
What's left, Mike?
Butch Cassidy's over in Florida.
Yeah, I was
Florida
going to say,
State.
man, don't keep eating. Contribute.
I'm trying to. I need to put these up real quick. Yeah, we want to thank Butch Cassidy's for their continued love for the show. And I can see
Love, heck, lust for the show.
Lust.
Yeah.
Lust is that's a word.
Yeah.
That's an important word. Anyway, And no, folks, that is not me in that TV commercial on TV. So people are asking.
And I have no clue what they're talking about because I don't watch television.
No, that's not me in that commercial.
I watch the YouTubes, man. I don't see any point in turning on a television station or anything else. Everything I want's on YouTube, and it's free.
Yeah. So we're kind of talking healthy today as I'm eating M&Ms.
As he's on his 400th bag of the M&Ms.
So these dang holidays, I try to support these national days.
Well, you know, there are sugar-free candies out there. Russell Stover makes. They're very good.
Hershey makes.
There's some caution to them.
Oh yeah.
Don't eat too many.
Yeah. Like
Mike would already be in the bathroom right now if he were eating sugar-free M&Ms, because they are a stool softener.
I'm gonna tell you, I had bought the sugar-free Hershey's dark chocolate.
Yeah.
It's delicious.
Right.
It really is. You do have to watch how many you eat.
Right, exactly. And the other danger,
I watch every one of them I put in my mouth.
Yeah. Well, the other danger with it is for diabetics. There are 2 sugar alcohols that they use to do that with, maltitol and sorbitol. I get confused over which one is incredibly dangerous for diabetics. So I stay away from both. Well, I'm not diabetic, but I advise diabetics to stay away from both of them until you talk to your doctor. But they can induce immediate heart attack. They're incredibly dangerous for diabetics.
Well, I had asked the question on Facebook one day about them, and Google. Well, people, and I went there too, but I like to get everybody, if anybody else is eating them, and I kept getting references to screen doors.
Yeah.
And so, but I went ahead and bought them. I tried them, and it's like anything, moderation.
Yeah,
moderation, and they're delicious, but side effects. It says causes weight gain. Well, it is a sugar alcohol, so
right. I mean, you're still getting carbohydrates. You're not getting pure sugar.
Right.
And but yeah, they are delicious. The Russell Stovers are very good. You know what's not good by Russell Stover?
What?
The chocolate on their peanut butter and jelly cups. It's terrible.
Worth a try. Maybe we'll try that next
But
week.
peanut butter and jelly cups, the whole concept of it is very cool.
Yeah.
And the peanut butter and the jelly on the inside is good, but the chocolate.
So it's like a peanut butter and jelly chocolate sandwich.
It's like a peanut butter cup with jelly in it.
So is it a milk chocolate or dark chocolate?
Milk chocolate.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's important to differentiate. You're either a chocolate lover or you are a milk chocolate lover. If the only chocolate you like is milk chocolate, you are not a chocolate lover. You're a milk chocolate lover. A chocolate lover wants that higher cacao, less sugar, which is very healthy, by the way. The dark chocolate is extremely healthy. The antioxidants in it are off the roof. It's really, really good, healthy food. And for me, 1 ounce is all I need. Because if I eat a second ounce, it does not taste as good as the first one. Now, I can eat
much.
Right. But because the whole pop with that good dark chocolate is that initial tasting when it hits your palate.
Yeah.
That's where it all comes from. Everything beyond that is just you putting food in your mouth for addictive reasons, whether it be a food addiction or just the movement of your hand into your mouth, the chewing. Those are a lot of things that go into overeating that have nothing to do with appetite.
Self-soothing. Self-soothing.
Right.
Exactly.
So I have a question. You mentioned Russell Stovers. There's chocolate-covered cherry cordials.
Yeah.
And some have clear, and then others have this kind of a milky. What's the difference between them?
It's just sometimes the only thing that goes in that, it's really weird. A good friend of mine makes chocolate-covered cherries for Christmas every year and gives them away. Yeah, I believe it's just powdered sugar and corn syrup. And it has to sit there for a few days and kind of percolate, and it will turn clear over time.
Right.
Well, the ones that are a little milky probably didn't sit as long, didn't cure quite as long.
Who is this friend?
Kendra, Kevin's wife.
I might want some of those.
Okay.
I'm a chocolate covered cherry.
I did
Tell
some.
you, man, right? Yeah.
I did some for Christmas one year where I steeped my cherries in rum for a month. And that's what the chocolate covered cherry cordial is supposed to be. The cordial is because it's alcoholic.
Wow.
Yeah, that's what it was originally. Yeah.
Yeah. And that's where the cordial came from. It was an edible cordial.
Okay.
So would you rather have some of those?
Maybe.
Yeah. Yeah, but I did just
Church
a
had let
good
up.
clear
Yes.
run.
Let me. Yeah, maybe. Hey, listen, other, let's say, common vegetables that we don't normally consume here, but are available here that have some health benefit. Do you happen to know any off the top of your head?
We've got a lot. I've been watching a series on YouTube about all the edibles that are in the Southeast.
Mm-hmm.
There's a ton of stuff growing in your yard that's good for you and healthy. You just have to, watch these videos like I'm doing. But, a lot of people know poke salad.
Mm-hmm. Well, I've seen that, and Bill, our own Bill Finch has talked about that, but I've seen some shows on Create Channel, on Create TV, about what's in your yard and what's on the side of the road down the interstate that are edible.
Dandelions. Every aspect of a dandelion is healthy to eat. It's extremely healthy. The roots are edible, the stem's edible, the flower's edible. I don't know how to use them, but dandelion flowers are a common addition to
I
salads.
used to make dandelion wine.
Well, there you go, Mike.
I've heard of that.
In India, they make wine out of cannabis. And I'm guessing you would lose the effects of the THC and the distillation process, so that you're just left with an alcohol thing. I'm curious as to what that would taste like, because IPAs, which I'm not a fan of, one of the ways they rank them is by how much they smell and taste like marijuana.
Really?
Yeah, they're dank quality. If you Dank Stank was an IPA that Sweetwater put out for a short period of time. You crack one open and you think that Cheech and Chong just rolled up.
Could be. Well, according to that big old clock on the wall, Steve over there holding numbers up.
He's the clock
It's
on the wall.
about time to call this show. Folks, get out there, support local, be local, buy local. Remember to get your family to your female family members and friends to go get a mammogram if they've never had one. And male friends.
And male friends as well. We all have breasts. It's one of the things we all have in common. So if you have them, the chances for you getting a tumor or a growth or something exist.
Exactly.
And like I pointed out earlier, I have a good friend, lived in Nashville. Now he's moved to Oklahoma, but he had breast cancer in his early 40s.
Oh.
And he used tattoos to cover up the scars.
Oh.
And so he's a survivor.
Yes.
And a great guy too, Brian. And I know you're not listening, but
all right, guys.
Oh, we forgot something.
What's that?
Provolone.
Yes.
Buying drinks to buy some time beneath the stained glass neon lights.
I'm doing this to save you from yourself, Mark.
Somebody get that other.
This is the day of the big sale at your gift shop.
Bill, we got recaps for you.
So this isn't just a big day for your business. It's a big day for the network, keeping it all connected. That is, if it can handle it.
Milk tea.
So is it possible to get business internet you can really
I'll tell you,
I call
the
the flat style. The
99.9%
Blizzard, the
network
Dairy Queen,
reliability
is
from
the best thing
Comcast
in the world.
business. It's like this neat little bow.
Oh my gosh,
Really
that
I
heart
I want to say you're responsible for the